Hello, folks. Welcome back to Fresh Insider channel, a podcast where we keep you up to date on the latest news and developments in the world of cryptocurrency, finance, and tech. Today, we got some interesting topics to cover. So grab your snack, sit back, relax, and let's dive right into it. Our first topic today is about the European Union plan to put a kill switch in every smart contract to ensure transaction safety, what they say. And the guardians of the banking are proposing this act to have a total control over every transaction, which is just crazy. What they are suggesting is a total grab of power they shouldn't have. And guess what? Ripple already came up with a solution to that almost a decade ago. On March 14th, 2023, Ledger Insight magazine released an article about EU Data Act requiring smart contracts to have a kill switch and not be permissionless. Today, the EU voted to pass the Data Act, which has a single clause directly addressing blockchain smart contracts. Many in the crypto community object to the requirement for a kill switch in the smart contract code to stop the smart contract from functioning, mainly if there is a problem. This impacts immutability. Oddly, there isn't massive pushback against the other key requirements for access control mechanism, which goes against the permissionless nature of public blockchains. However, the core of the Act is primarily targeted at the Internet of Things and data sharing for industrial purposes. The text was passed with 500 votes approving it and 23 against it. For the legislation to be finalized, it has to go through Europe's cumbersome trilogue negotiations between Parliament, the Commission, and the European Council that represent the individual states, so there is still time for amendments. If you scroll down the article, at the very bottom, highlighted in yellow, there is a quotation from the article itself. First paragraph says, requirements regarding smart contracts for data sharing. The party offering smart contracts in the context of an agreement to make data available shall comply with the following essential requirements. First requirement is robustness and access control. Ensure that the smart contract has been designed to offer rigorous access control mechanism and a very high degree of robustness to avoid functional errors and to withstand manipulation by third parties. Second requirements, and this is where they want to put a switch kill in. Listen, safe termination and interruption. Ensure that the mechanism exists to terminate the continued execution of transaction. The smart contract shall include internal functions which can reset or instruct the contract to stop or interrupt the operation to avoid future accidental executions. In this regard, the condition under which a smart contract could be reset or instructed to stop or interrupt should be clearly and transparently defined. Especially, it should be assessed under which conditions non-consensual termination or interruption should be permissible. So goodbye crypto as we know, heading down to the cryptocurrency run by banks. No one else will be running. We're going to see CBDC rolling out very soon, slowly. Thank you very much. Goodbye the world, we know. But of course, who wants to have a solutions when we have governments official who wants to have total control over every aspect of our life? It's like they want to block our all transactions and access to funds if they don't like what we are saying, doing, or we are not agreeing to do. I mean, are those guys are aware of Codius? It's a platform where you can execute all your smart contracts without any interference from government. But hey, who needs a platform that gives you total freedom when you have government official who wants to control everything? If you want to learn more about this topic, check out the links in the description below. Our next topic is about Switzerland, the financial capital of the world. The country's economy is highly industrialized and advanced, with a strong focus on finance, steel, and technology. So the white paper released by Swiss Banking Association is called the deposit token. If you scroll down at the bottom of the document, it's a very last page. No, sorry, it's almost the last page, the one before the last. If you read through the paragraphs in there, first one say editorial team, then you got experts, then you got SBA member banks. So the banks that took a part in creating that white paper, basically they created, there's 5 banks mentioned it in there. First one is Credit Suisse, of course. Then you got Julius Baer, then you got UBS, then you got Julius Baer again, and then you got UBS again. If you want to know more about the UBS, you're going to find out that if they become in 2015 Ripple partner, so they're using DLT already from 2015. If you scroll down through Ripple website, go to the article called 7 Leading Banks Join the Ripple Global Network. Article is from 2016, June 22nd. So there is a banks mentioned in there. Santander, which is big bank. You got UniCredit and you got UBS and so on. There is more banks in there. UBS is part of Ripple since 2015. Going back to the white paper, if you scroll down to the beginning of the white paper, page 4, where it says introduction. First paragraph says, this white paper focuses on the question of how banks can best support the Swiss economy when it comes to settling transactions in digital assets and executing payments in a digitalized economy. As the digital transformation sweeps through the economy and society at large, it requires support from efficient, generally accepted, and secure means of payment. Against this background, and considering developments such as the tokenization of assets and the emergence of the centralized finance application, the Swiss Bankers Association (SBA) is working on the concept of a digital currency in the form of tokenized deposits based on the distributed ledger technology, DLT. The deposit tokens, DT, this kind of stablecoin is carefully designed, would potentially allow for a wide range of new applications, reduce risk, increase efficiency, and open up a whole new area of business. Looking at the big picture, the main goal are to preserve and strengthen Switzerland's standing as a leading hub for innovation, support the Swiss franc as a means of payment, and bolster the technological sovereignty of the CHF economical area. We scroll down a little bit lower where it says developments and working hypothesis. First paragraph from this hypothesis says, many central banks are making rapid progress in their efforts to answer fundamental questions on digital means of payment. Various projects have been conducted with regards to central bank digital currency, CBDCs, in particular for the general public, retail CBDCs, some of which have already been implemented. In Switzerland, the Federal Council and the Swiss National Bank, SNB, have stated that they see no need to introduce a retail CBDC at present. So we're not going to see that very soon. Probably in another 2-3 years, I want to say, it will roll out all over the world. Reading through second paragraph. A great deal of progress have been made internationally on instant payments, IP. Switzerland's biggest bank will be required to support IP from 2024. So from 2024, Switzerland's biggest banks will support instant payments. IP stands for instant payments. So very soon, after that, we're going to probably see rolling in and out. All banks will adopt, and it won't stop just in Switzerland. It will roll out over. They aren't dictating what's happening all over the world, banks from Switzerland. So all banks will follow sooner or later. Third paragraph says, central and commercial banks from around the world are conducting a variety of pilot projects to create wholesale CBDCs for interbank settlements. This is being done under the aegis of BIS Innovation Hub. We talk about BIS in previous episodes and how much influence they have on the finance system and the ecosystem they are creating and previously were creating. So nothing's changing. All the banks going to stay in there. All the 10 biggest banks going to be still ruling, and the directives just changed a little bit. They're going to move from fiscal money into the digital currency. So it looks like the banks are taking over the crypto world and there is nothing we can do. But on a serious note, the report talks about how XRP, XLM, and XDC are the future of banking, along with other ISO 222 tokens. That's not the amount of the tokens, by the way. ISO 222 is the name of the tokens. There is 12 stable coins in that group. That will be future of the banking, finance, and not only that, in general, our life, it would take most of our life functionalities, and the world we know basically now will disappear totally. So if you want to jump on the bandwagon, now is the time to invest before the train leaves the station, and the guard, unfortunately, already signaled for the train to move. So you need to be hurry, guys, hurry. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out the links in the description below. Our final topic for today is about Ripple. It's about to become one of the strongest digital assets in the crypto space. XRP has shown to be the strongest digital asset in the crypto space, and it's not going anywhere. I personally believe that it will explode as soon as this SEC bullshit law case will finish. It's like the little engine is just keep chugging along, and staying on the top 10 of market capital for every single digital asset out there. And that's even with only one exchange in USA carrying XRP this entire time. But what do we know? We're just a bunch of podcast hosts who have no idea what we are talking about. But in all seriousness, DLT will change the game and is the future of banking. It will change the way in which the world operates, not just in finance, but in healthcare, education, and so on and so on. And that's a wrap for today's episodes of Fresh Insider. We hope you found our discussion informative and entertaining. We want to remind you that the opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the presenter and do not necessarily reflect the views of the channel or its affiliates. Please also note that the information provided in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as a financial advice. Remember to do your own research and make your own informative decisions when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. And as always, stay fresh and stay informed. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our latest episodes. See you next time. Peace out, guys.